Hi there. We play the best sport there is. I read a blog on how to grow a startup, and while taking a shower, was entertaining the thought: what if we approach our sport like a startup? Could that be the way to rapidly grow our sport? In a startup, you try to make a product that provides for a need no one thought they had. And in a startup, you want to learn as quickly as possible how to maximize the value your product offers to customers, and you want to rapidly grow and scale your customer base. Quickly build an awesome product and grow. Exactly what I'm looking for in my own frisbee club. I am part of a small club in the Netherlands, and we've got 50 members, and 15 of which are kids. So growth isn't a luxury, but a necessity to stay afloat as a club and to make teams that fit the ambitions and skills of our members. In this video, I would like to welcome you on board of my train of thought. I hope that you'll find this video entertaining or inspiring. Either way, feel free to give feedback or leave a comment. My name is Erik van der Spek, and if you want to reach out, you'll find my email address along with some other useful links below this video. First off, building a club. Where do you start? You start off by building the foundations. You'll need a strong purpose statement, some volunteers who want to invest their time and talent, and some other boring stuff. In the Netherlands, you'll need some legal stuff, and it speaks for itself that it's wise to invest some time on how to make your club a safe space for sport. And if you have the bare necessities in place, it's time to make a plan. Because losers make excuses, winners make a plan. And in your plan, you decide how to build an amazing product, how to acquire leads, how to onboard and convert those leads into members, how to keep those members engaged and committed, how to make members invest their time, talent, and money in the club or to reduce waste, the cost of time, talent, and money, and how to transform your members into true ambassadors by referring their club and the sports to new members. Okay, now we have the building blocks in place. It's time to add some features. Simple, you just have to brainstorm and ideate for each theme which features you would like to add and make that part of the journey as valuable as possible. Okay, ideation is easy, but then you have a shitload of features that you want to add, and now it's time to choose which one you really want to build. Choosing which features you want to build, that's your plan. And the trick is to validate your learning as fast as possible. Having a plan, a hypothesis about the future is crucial. If your plan is just see what happens, you're guaranteed to succeed at seeing what happens. But you won't necessarily gain validated learning. And the trick is to make an assumption, generate ideas, make a plan, build it, test it, discard, improve, and or scale the prototype into a product. Two questions that can help on deciding which features you want to choose to put into your plan and put to the test. And the first question is, what if you had only 50% of the time? Which features would you really choose? And number two is, what if you wanted to double the impact? Which features would you choose then to test and to try and build into the product? A pro tip, the best way how to answer those questions is don't do it on your own. Get your potential members on board and ask them these questions. And they have often got the best feedback there is and makes it choosing a lot more easy. So, okay, I made this Trello board. And you can open every item there is, and you can find more information. So this is on how to build, measure, and learn, keep adding features to the product, and how you can roll into the future. So please join this board and hop on it, and feel free to give me feedback on things that you're missing or things that you think are overdone. So foundations, build the foundations. The first thing you want to do is build the foundations. Gather a team of able and committed people around one single purpose. I find it very valuable to invest in a clear and compelling purpose. You'll have difficult choices to make along the way, and your purpose is your North Star in making those choices. In my context, we work with volunteers only. And the first step of growing the sport is finding volunteers to make all those plans into action, into value. So starting what the value volunteers get out of contributing might be a smart move. As I said, I'll browse through some features of each theme. So over to making a plan. Because losers make excuses, winners make a plan. A plan is often a prediction of the future. In other words, if you can predict the future, plan for it. But if you work in a context where the future is hard to predict, then make the rhythm your plan. Observe, ask questions, look for customer needs, ideate, design, build, test, ship, repeat. So that's the rhythm that really um, make your plan along the way. A framework that really helps me in doing so is the OKR framework. OKR stands for Objectives and Key Results. It helps you focus, plan for things that can be planned, and give you the flexibility when you need it. It's definitely something to dive into if you've never worked with OKRs before, but I find it really helpful. Next up, most important part of the entire journey is building an amazing product. Um, the trick here is not to build the product at once, but to start with a minimal viable product. For example, the first training I went to in Zolle was a real MVP. It was almost 11 years ago. It was the first practice there was. We were 3 people on an illegal pitch with rain and heavy winds. We couldn't throw a flick over 10 meters, but we had a blast. Um, the only thing is, be careful to make the product too minimal, because a product without nice to haves is not nice to have. So the big thing that I found at that first practice wasn't really the training, was the spirit, the culture that were with those people that were there. So for us, the biggest part of our product is the spirit of the game. Runner-up is our trainings. In my opinion, training should be the best experience you can get as a member, since it's the bulk of the time you spend on the sport. Each training should be fun and challenging for every level player. The other features speak for themselves, I guess. Um, I know it's easier typed than done to say coaches that make you grow, or build a club where everyone is seen, or have equity be a part of a culture, but it's up to you how to fill in those features and build them towards your context. Next theme, lead acquisition. An acquisition channel is a place you source leads from. For example, ads, content marketing, and sales are all acquisition channels. An online presence for your club is self-evident. Telling stories and making storylines is a powerful way to show our sport. In my experience, however, organizing events is the best way to let potential members have a taste of our medicine. A few of our own examples. Once a year, we organize a city league. Teams with people new to the sport mixed up with members of our club play a 4-week tournament. It's a lot of fun and good for a couple of new members each year. And next up, the Frisbee borrow box. We hang this box on fields in the neighborhood, and at the official opening of the box, we host a clinic for the kids nearby. It's not a big converter, but it helps to spread the name of the club and the existence of our sport, especially if you add a press release and flyers in the neighborhood. And next, it's the pop-up park pickup. It's simple. You build a group of people who want to play pickup. And when the weather seems nice, or when you feel like it, you pick a spot and a date for the pop-up to happen. You text everyone and the mother this image, and you have an event that's recognizable and super easy to organize. Okay, there's more here, but let's hop over to the next one. Conversion and onboarding. Once you've attracted your visitors, some of them convert into the next step in your product journey. They become a user. They attend their first trainings, and later they convert once again, this time into a real member. And it's a really important step, because it's their first experience. And if you lose them here, odds are you'll lose them forever. A thing we do to convert people is having a buddy system in place. So each time a new potential member joins a training, he or she gets a buddy, and he or she walks alongside them for the first couple of weeks, just to learn the ropes of how the sport and the club works. Another example is earn a disc. At clinics, we give kids a frisbee diploma, and if they earn 4 stamps on that diploma, they get the diploma, but they also earn their own disc. And it's a really fun way to let kids at least hang in there for 4 trainings to experience the sport for themselves. Onboarding program, that's a bit of a dream for me. That's not in place yet, but I would really like to see that in the future, if you're new to the club or new to the sport, you add your name or email address to a website, and you get a drip campaign. So the first 6 months, you get an online course on how to become a real ultimate player, with bits of culture, bits of techniques and tactics, how to be frisbee fit, in a weekly email, so that you have, after 26 emails, you're really into the sport, and you you incentivize growing into the sport and feeling the culture and feeling the vibe of it all. So that's enough examples for now. Next up, engagement. In the engagement stage of the growth funnel, a lead has to convert into an active recurring user. Okay. There's lots of ways you could do that. An example I have here is rituals. Because if you have a steady rhythm in your year, and this is an example, we every year we start with our own Shoko hat. We drink chocolate milk and we have a hat tournament with the kids and grown-ups of our club mixed together. So it's more of a social event than a high-level experience, but it's a really fun way to start the year. And it's also recognizable, and it really has that club vibe, and that's so particularly for the Bluefingers, but I think also for the sport in itself. Another thing I really like is to build the club and build the sport with the members and not for the members. So member involvement is also a crucial part in being really engaged. So even though you only come to trainings, that you have a say in how the club is run, and that you have a say in where we want to go as a club and as a sport, is really important for me. Let's see what's more here. Oh yeah, this is a great example of our colleagues from Utrecht. What they did, they designed their trainings to fit with the ambition and commitment of their members. So they don't give one training, they have separate trainings that all fit to the skill level and performance level of their players. So they really look towards not overcommitting on beginners or under challenging more skilled players. So lots to unpack there. Next phase is revenue. Your revenue per customer can be maximized by reducing your costs and or increasing conversion, retention, cross-selling, upselling, and prices. So it feels a bit how to get rich as speedy as possible, but that's not my intention here. An example I have is it's not money, what's it all about, but maybe it's all about time that people want to invest back into the club. So they don't only get something from being part of the club, but they also give back something to be part of the club. So that could be something you want to see go up, the amount of time people give back to the club and give back to the sport. Money could also be a thing. Maybe people want to pay more if they get more out of it. So that's why I wrote here multiple membership tiers. So you could go towards a system where if you only train, or you only play pickup, or you only play City League, you have a small amount of money you pay to the club. But if you want the total package on the other side of the spectrum, so a training program especially made for you, multiple trainings each week, high level competition, then you have to pay more to get more. So that could be a way to differentiate on what do you invest in the sport, what do you get back from the sport. And then the single last theme, that's referral, word of mouth, sometimes accelerated by referral programs, is the most cost-effective and sustainable way. And I would say, in a lot of cases, it's the only way we use to grow the sport at this time. Bit sad maybe, but I think it's the truth, that because most people that join our sport do so because they know someone who already is fully committed to the sport. So it's a powerful way, but it's not the only way. An example is, of course, the pop-up park pickup or a city league, or they all tap into the social networks that they're already there. And but there are more things that you could think of. For example, presentation package. That's something we're building in the Netherlands now, so that kids, if they have to do presentations at school, they get a package and they can distill from that their own presentation to give to their co-students. And that's a really fun way to let kids speak of their sport for their classmates, and maybe entice them to join a training once. So, and then the almost the last step, and that's now you have this product, and it's time to keep moving, keep building, measure and learn, keep adding features to the product, and journey to maximize the member and volunteer value. You're never done. Sometimes features get unhinged, you have to repair them again, or you want to add another feature because you think it enriches the journey of the members you have. So kind of a long speech. I hope you had fun. I hope you find a little bit inspiration in here, but I'm also looking for feedback. So if you had fun, and if you find this lecture I gave a little bit of inspirational, then please give something back to me by adding your thoughts and adding your features to me, because I want to learn how to grow our sport. So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any feedback, let me know. And I hope to see you once on the pitch. See you then. Bye.